Now I'm going to be demonstrating thermal curling iron. You have 15 minutes. You must create 6 curls, 3 barrel curls on base, scalp to ends, and you have to clip and let it cool, and then 3 spiral curls from scalp to end, and that will be vertical and not clipped. The things that you should remember is your tools should be clean, your iron should be clean. You need a hard rubber comb to protect your client. Your subsection should be tangle-free, straight, and clean. The width and length of the partings are approximately 3/4 inch wide by 2 inches long. That's for your barrel curls. And 1 inch to 1.5 inch subsections for your spiral curl. You need to distribute the hair evenly around the iron, and you need to make sure that you're rolling it from base to ends. You need to either roll it all towards the face or all away from the face. Your 3 barrel curls must be formed on the top without leaving a line across the hair. And also, you need to make sure that you're protecting the scalp with your hard rubber comb. It can be a titanium comb or other heat resistant combs. And you want to make sure that you're not burning yourself. So form those curls so that the hair is smooth and unmarked. You want no fish hooks or ridges. And let's begin. So we want 3/4 inch. I like to keep my comb in my hands. I'm going to open up my iron. I do not close it until I've made 1 revolution, and my ends are going to feed through here. At this point, I am going to turn, and because our irons are so nice and hot, we do not need to spend time holding them there. At this point, you need to make sure that you're doing your curls on base. You need to clip and let cool. You may do 2 clips or you may do 1 clip. I'm going to continue on. And we want them on base. Once again, I open up my iron. I do not close it until I've made a complete revolution, at which point I will squeeze my handle. I will get my comb underneath. I will click and rotate, and notice that I try to sit and spin in one spot until I feed my ends through, at which time I will take my iron off. I like to use these long clips because I feel like I can go all the way through. This is my 2 barrel curls, at which time I will now wait, and I will, because I have to do one of these in front of my examiner. So now I'm going to go to my spiral curl, and it's 1 inch by 1.5 inches. I'm now going to take my iron. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to be at the scalp. Again, I don't close it until I get my revolution started, which means I'm turning it. I'm going to set my comb down on the client's scalp, at which time I'm going to turn my iron until I feed my ends in there, and that is my first spiral curl. Going to complete my next spiral curl, and it is 1 inch by 1.5 inches, at which time I'm going to keep my iron very close to the scalp. I make my turn. I set my comb underneath. I stay nice and close to the scalp while I'm clicking and turning until I have fed my ends through, at which point I would step back and wait for my examiner to come over, and at this point I would complete my 3rd barrel curl on top. Once again, it's on base. I need to apply my iron close to the scalp. I'm going to set my comb underneath. I'm going to click and turn until I have fed all of my ends through. At this point, I can work my iron off. I'm going to put my clip on. I'm going to complete my 3rd spiral curl in the direct presence of my examiner, keeping in mind that I'm using my comb to make sure that my client is safe from being burnt. I'm going to open up my iron. I'm going to put it nice and tight to the head. At this point, I will close it, place my comb underneath, and I will start rotating until I get my ends fed through. At this point, finish my curl. My examiner will check my curls. At this point, I will unplug my iron and I'll place it back in some kind of heat resistance packet or in a towel, and I will set up for my next service.